in all of Toy Fair. I think
Yeah.
people are pumped about the Nemesis from the rival line. People are pumped about that Rail Blaster,
Mhm.
and people are real excited about the Thermal Hunter.
Yeah, I think it was unanimous that the Thermal Hunter, price-wise, functionality-wise, and what we probably expect for it to be performance-wise, definitely the most hyped up blaster of 2017.
I think it looks really awesome.
Hmm.
I mean, it is weird how it has this extension in the front,
The
almost
elongated pump,
yeah,
yeah,
almost the way that like the air pump on the Air Max 6 and 10 looked
yeah.
out in front, which is like a very Busby thing to do.
Hmm.
I mean, it makes it look like a space gun, and I'm into space guns.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know you are.
yeah, yeah. And I like that, it's like fire engine red,
Hmm.
and it's,
Totally not
built
a Mega Blaster.
and not a Mega Blaster.
Yeah,
There's not very many of those,
I know.
you know. I think that that's going to be a big selling point for it
Hmm.
as well. Um, but yeah, it being Busby's magazine fed stuff that they've come out with in the last 2 years, all of it has been awesome.
Yeah, oh, far and
Everything, all of
away.
it's been
From
excellent.
the
From
Sentinel to the Reaper to
the Champ, even that
oh
was like
my,
the first one,
yeah.
which was like the version before it was the Reaper.
Hmm.
I mean, it didn't look that great, but
But it was
it
still,
performed really
yeah,
well. It came with a little holster.
yeah, it was nice,
Yeah, it was cool.
cool package.
Yeah, so if this, I wouldn't be real upset if this is what replaced the Sentinel as like the performer.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be too upset because it's people are really gonna like it, and you're gonna see a lot of this out in HVC games and your Nerf Wars and stuff.
and
But
it's funny too that they make this, and I mean you have lots of guys on the Sentinel Union Facebook page, and you see guys on Nerf Haven especially making pump grips
hmm
for their
they
Sentinels,
do. It's a
and
big thing to
they're
do.
integrating pistol grips and elongating the stock, and it's like,
They all kind of look like
but
that too,
yeah,
where
they
it sticks out in the front.
must be so we're gonna do you a solid. You guys don't have to do this anymore, you know.
And then there's the thermal sight part of
It's
it.
and that's what blows me away by far. Like the, I mean, it's I don't think it's the coolest blaster of Toy Fair, just because it is the most practical though.
hmm
Uh,
That's what fans have been
but
asking
it's so
for a long
funny that
time.
they're including, yeah, that's true, that they're including this neat, goofy peripheral, with like the blaster that everyone's been asking
Yeah,
for.
right.
Yeah, so it's interesting that like that's the highlight, in the name of the blaster, the Thermal Hunter, this
hmm
goofy thermal scope on, this awesome weapon. Which I imagine everyone's going to buy the blaster and use the blaster and find some other projects to use the site for,
Yeah,
because that site looks
it
awful.
does. The shell that it's in
Yeah.
is pretty terrible. But like that's the thing about electronics components
Hmm.
is,
You can reroute everything and anything.
so I imagine that the guts of that is going to get put into like a normal reflex sight, and
Yeah.
then just the IR emitter and receiver just mounted anywhere,
Mhm.
like maybe in this weird front nubbin,
Probably.
or on whatever, or on your stripe. People love people love those still, Um, so I'm looking forward to seeing those get put in anywhere.
Yeah.
I wish that the talking about like technological peripheries, like the camera with the Battle Scout,
Mhm.
like had not been so weird. And the Scout itself being expensive. I mean, it got really, really cheap once they couldn't sell any of them,
Right.
but still they couldn't sell any of them. And I remember talking to Wacom about it, and like he had made a video about like just how noisy the thing
Yeah.
was, and like we were talking, and he'd like described this to me, and we were like joking about like ways to fix it, which
Yeah.
mostly just involved putting it in the garbage. Um, but that like that didn't get taken apart
Right.
and put into other things, because like the camera wasn't that awesome, because there's like already the Nerf cell phone attachment, and
Oh
like
yeah.
if you're Nerfing on a budget, you have your cell phone,
Mhm.
and they take okay video.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of people.
You've seen it
We've
right
seen plenty
now.
of people use cell phones for recording footage.
um, and taking apart a cell phone to get the camera out and remounting that somewhere is a task.
Yeah.
I've tried it. It's not that awesome. It's a huge pain to try and do, and requires some like super advanced soldering for what is essentially a toy. It's not cool, but something like this, where those components, I mean, that can't be more than like a single board
Oh yeah, no.
and like the reticle and a power supply,
hmm
which I imagine is why this is so big, because this isn't on a battery operated blaster at all.
hmm
So there's
Oh,
probably just room for batteries in there. And being Busby, I bet it runs on D batteries.
something weird.
Something
Yeah.
weird, yeah.
CR one
But
twenty.
that could all be inside the blaster
Yeah.
with, enterprising nerfers doing
Totally.
stuff to it. Yeah, it's like the fun part of the hobby
Mhm.
anyway. You don't want them to make perfect stuff.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
the Nemesis.
no.
I don't want that. There's nothing to do. You can't do anything with it. It's already as good as you could make it.
I'm curious to see. There's so many HVZs coming up that I'd like to attend between Penn State and U Chicago and NVC coming up. Later in the year. Hopefully some Ohio stuff between now and then. I'm wondering what blaster from Toy Fair is most likely to take off this year, because normally when we play we still see retaliators and stripes, the occasional sentinel, being the dominating blasters. Do you think there's anything from this year's show floor that'll take off?
I mean, I think that you're going to see a lot of regulators,
Mhm.
because you see a lot of rapid strikes
Yeah.
at those events too. I don't remember what the price point on the regulator was going to be, but if it's somewhere reasonable, like somewhere south of the $80 mark,
Mhm.
I feel like you'll see a lot of those.
Yeah, I think that's
out
what it was
there.
coming in for.
And I hope
so
we'll see a lot of these.
I'm hoping so.
I hope we'll see that.
$25.
I know, it's amazing.
It's a good deal.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite thing too when when Busby makes affordable, effective blasters like this is the 2-pack.
Yeah, right?
So if we can start seeing these pop up in 2-packs, you and your dorm buddy gotta pick up a set.
That's deal.
Yeah.
It's a super deal.
So-
And then you can join two of them together
Yeah,
and have
that's it.
your pump action shotgun that works really well.
Don't say that on live. Someone might try to take your double action blaster and steal the idea.
I don't know who would do that.
What a dick.
I don't know who would do that. So Dart Zone didn't really have any new blasters.
Yeah,
Granted, they did enough.
Oh, they did more than enough in 2016. No, they could take this year off. Like, they deserve a vacation.